James Moorhead, 6 Rick Hopkins. And that was Matthew Moffat and Conspirator. We'll have some scores for you shortly. Score there for Matthew Moffat and Conspirator was 8.22. Next competitor, number 2, Joe Payne and Cashmont Bling. This is Rick Payne and Karen McNamara's nomination from Mundubbera. And that's a 22.5 there for Joe Payne and Cashmont Bling, competitor number 2. Looking over his cattle now is number 3, Wyatt Young and Binna Milan. This is Wyatt's own nomination. Standing by number 4, Pete Comiskey, 5, James Moorhead, 6, Rick Hopkins, 7, Gary Edwards, 8, Rowan Marks, 9, Ben Hall, 10, Andrew Stallman, 11, Scott Edwards and 12, Robert Leach. Score for 3, Wyatt Young and Binna Milan, cut out of 22.5. 22.5. Pete Comiskey is looking over his cattle. He comes in as competitor number 4, riding Irvine's Just Jim. Standing by number 5, James Moorhead and Circle Bar Classic. Then number 6, Rick Hopkins, Austin Power. 7, Gary Edwards, Pandora. 8, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks, Rewind. And 9 will be Ben Hall's Chisholm's Cash. Calls through his gate, he's outside. Competitor number 4, Pete Comiskey and Irvine's Just Jim. James Moorhead comes on camp at 5 with Circle Bar Classic. Standing by 6, Rick Hopkins, 7, Gary Edwards, 8, Rowan Marks, 9, Ben Hall, 10, Andrew Stallman and 11, Scott Edwards. But it's Pete Comiskey we watch, competitor number 4, Irvine's Just Jim. And that's an 89.5. 89.5 there for Pete Comiskey and Irvine's Just Jim. So score there for Pete Comiskey, 22.5 and a 63 and a 4 for an 89.5, 89.5. We now watch competitor number 5, James Moorhead and Circle Bar Classic. Rick Hopkins goes on camp at number 6, down by number 7, Gary Edwards. And that's a 15.5 there for James Moorhead and Circle Bar Classic. Our judges have given the go-ahead to competitor number 6, Rick Hopkins and Austin Power. Standing by then, number 7, Gary Edwards, 8, Rowan Marks, 9, Ben Hall, 10, Andrew Stallman, 11, Scott Edwards, 12, Robert Leach, 13, Alana Chamberlain, 14, Bryony Puttycombe, 15, Troy Palmer and 16, John Templeton. It's a total score of 16 for Rick Hopkins and Austin Power. 7's on camp, Gary Edwards with Pandora. Standing by number 8, Rowan Marks, Turner Marks, Rewind. Number 9, Ben Hall, Chisholm's Cash. 10, Andrew Stallman's Rathcool Athena. 11, Scott Edwards, Triple C. 12, Robert Leach's Ali Conviction. And 13, Alana Chamberlain and Smart Spinning Acres. He's out on course. Competitor number 7, Gary Edwards and Pandora. It's a total of 14 points there for number 7, Gary Edwards and Pandora. Next competitor, number 8, Rowan Marks with Turner Marks Rewind. At the gate is number 9, Ben Hall, Chisholm's Cash. Standby number 10, Andrew Stallman. 11, Scott Edwards. 12, Robert Leach. 13, Alana Chamberlain. 14, Bryony Puttycombe. Outside, number 8, Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Rewind. Ben's on camp at number 9, Ben Hall, Chisholm's Cash. Standby number 10, Andrew Stallman. 11, Scott Edwards. 12, Robert Leach. 13, Alana Chamberlain. 14, Bryony Puttycombe. 15, Troy Palmer and 16, John Templeton. And of course, throughout the week of drafting here, we'll be just watching Willinga Pastoral Co cattle. So all of the cattle throughout the entire week have been loaned by Willinga Pastoral Co, and that's time. And we'll have a score shortly for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Rewind. Cut out 21.5. Horsework 52.5. Course 3 for a total of 77. 77 points for Rowan Marks and Turner Marks Rewind. Ben Hall, we watch now. He comes in as competitor number 9, riding Chisholm's Cash. Was rather unfortunate, and we just give that away and continue now to competitor number 10, Andrew Stallman and Rathcool Athena. Then we'll have number 11, Scott Edwards Triple C, and 12, Robert Leach's Ali Conviction. Looking over his cattle is competitor number 10, Andrew Stallman and Rathcool Athena. This is Andrew's own nomination. Standing by, we have number 11, Scott Edwards, Triple C, 12, Robert Leach's Ali Conviction, 13, Alana Chamberlain's Smart Spin and Acres, 14, Bryony Puttycombe, Destiny of Her Own, 15, Troy Palmer's Totem, 16, John Templeton's Diva, 17, Karen Burns' Kittens, 18, Ben Trainor's Bullseye Banjo, 19, Josh Herman's Pimped Up Cat. If those competitors could please stand by. Out on course though is competitor number 10, Andrew Stallman and Rathcool Athena. That's 22.5. 22.5 for Andrew Stallman and Rathcool Athena. On camp, number 11, Scott Edwards and Triple C. This is Tony Mortimer's nomination. Number 12 stands by, Robert Leach, Ali Conviction, and number 13, Alana Chamberlain's Smart Spin and Acres. And if you're just logged on, you're watching the Power Contracting and Farming and Power Energy Open Campdraft. That's a total of 21 points for Scott Edwards and Triple C. We move down now to competitor number 12, Robert Leach and Ali Conviction. Standing by 13, Alana Chamberlain, Smart Spin and Acres. 14, Bryony Puttycomb's Destiny of Her Own. 15, Troy Palmer's Totem. 16, John Templeton's Diva. 17, Karen Burns' Kitten. That's a total of 22 points there for Robert Leach and Ali Conviction. Bryony is on cam, competitor 14, Bryony Puttycomb with Destiny of Her Own. Standing by 15, Troy Palmer. 16, John Templeton. 17, Karen Burns. 18, Ben Trainer. 19, Josh Herman. 20, Peter Knutson. 21, Morgan Marks. 22, Kerry Turner. 23, Fiona Holz. 24, Jessica Spohr. 25, Cameron Webster. 26, Robert Chamberlain. 27, Susan Dynastis. And we do have Alana Chamberlain in camp at number 13, riding Smart Spin and Acres. And that's a no score there for Alana. Now we have Bryony, number 14, Bryony Puttycomb and Destiny of Her Own. Standing by 15, Troy Palmer's Totem. 16, John Templeton's Diva. Outside, number 14, Bryony Puttycomb rides Destiny of Her Own. Into the camp, 15, Troy Palmer's Totem. Standing by also 16, John Templeton's Diva. Cut out 23, horsework 62.5, course 4 for a total of 89.5. That's 89.5 for Bryony Puttycomb, competitor 14 with Destiny of Her Own. Troy Palmer's underway, he's competitor 15 with Totem. John Templeton, you'll be next at 16 with Diva, stand by 17, Karen Burns, Kittens. Testing, testing. competitor 15, Troy Palmer we watch, riding Totem. John Templeton goes on camp at number 16 with Diva, standby 17, Karen Buds. And that's a 15.5 for Troy Palmer and Totem. Selecting his beast now is competitor number 16, John Templeton and Diva. This is Beau and Emily Frame's nomination. Standing by number 17, Karen Burns, 18, Ben Traynor, 19, Josh Hermans, 20, Peter Knutson, 21, Morgan Marks, 22, Kerry Turner, 23, Fiona Holtz, 24, Jessica Spohr, 25, Cameron Webster, 26, Robert Chamberlain, and 27 will be Susan Dynastis. And that's a total of 21 points for John Templeton and Diva. '17 on camp, Karen Burns, riding Kittens. This is Karen's own nomination. At the gate we've got 18, Ben Traynor and Bullseye Banjo. Standby 19, Josh Herman, 20, Peter Knutson, 21, Morgan Marks, 22, Kerry Turner, 23, Fiona Holtz, and Karen's outside. Karen Burns, competitor number 17, riding Kittens. Score for Karen Burns and Kitten, cut out 21.5, horsework 48.5, course 4 for a total of 84.5. That's an 84.5 run. And that was Karen Burns and Kitten, competitor number 17. We move down now to number 18, Ben Traynor, riding Bullseye Banjo. Could we just have the score again for Ben? Sorry about that. That is a no score there. And we move down now to 19. Josh Herman, standby 20, Peter Knutson, 21, Morgan Marks, 22, Kerry Turner. Looking over his cattle is competitor number 19, Josh Herman, and Pimped Up Cat. This is JLH Cattle Co.'s nomination. Peter Knudsen stands by at number 20 with the Smith family Gypsy Cat. Then we'll have 21, Morgan Marks Ricochet. And unfortunately no score there for Josh Herman and Pimped Up Cat. Just tidy up our camp and we'll continue now to number 20, Peter Knudsen and Smith family Gypsy Cat. Following Peter, we'll have 21, Morgan Marks Ricochet, 22, Kerry Turner's Hingis, 23, Fiona Holtz's Bingley Ariana, 24, Jessica Spore's My Cat's a Star, 25, Cameron Webster's Olivia, 29, Robert Chamberlain's Ash Cat Repack, and 26 was Robert Chamberlain, 27, Susan Denastas.
Testing 1, 2.
And that's a total of 22 points for Peter Knudsen and Smith family Gypsy Cat. Next competitor, 21, Morgan Marks and Ricochet. Following Morgan will be 22, Kerry Turner, 23, Fiona Holtz, 24, Jessica Spore, 25, Cameron Webster, 26, Robert Chamberlain, and 27, Susan Denastas. Very big thank you to our judges this morning, Graham Finlayson and Nathan Mauler. And if you've just logged on, you're watching the Power Contracting and Farming and Power Energy Open Campdraft. The winner of this draft will take home a gold Ride Tough buckle and $50,000 in prize money. They'll also get a Hales saddlecloth, beautiful saddlecloth donated by Hales Harles. And we very much thank you, Power Contracting and Farming and Power Energy, for sponsoring our open camp draft here this morning. '21 we watch Morgan Marks and Ricochet. Kerry Turner's on camp at 22 with Hingers. Standby 23, Fiona Holtz, Bingley, Ariana. Score for Morgan Marks Ricochet, cut out 14.5, horsework 59, course 4 for a total of 77.5. 77.5 for Morgan Marks and Ricochet. Now we watch competitor 22, Kerry Turner and Hingis. 23's on camp, Fiona Holtz, Bingley, Ariana. That's a total of 22 points there for Kerry Turner and Hingis. Looking over her cattle now is competitor 23, Fiona Holtz, riding Bingley, Ariana. Standing by 24, Jessica Spore, 25, Cameron Webster, 26, Robert Chamberlain, 27, Susan Dynastis, 28, Mick Southern, 29, Bill Carey, 30, Anthony Elliott, 31, David Murphy, 32, Emma Knight, 33, Ben McNaughton, and 34 will be Joe Marr. She calls for a gate and she's outside. Competitor 23, Fiona Holtz and Bingley Ariana. 24's on camp, Jessica Spore with My Cat's a Star. Stand by 25, Cameron Webster. 26, Robert Chamberlain. 27, Susan Dynastis. Score for Fiona Holtz and Bingley Ariana, cut out 21.5, horsework 58.5, course 3 for a total of 83 points. Now watch competitor 25, Jessica Spore and My Cat's a Star. Cameron Webster is standing by at 25. Also standing by 26, Robert Chamberlain. And unfortunately no score there for Jessica Spore and My Cat's a Star. I just have a change of cattle. And then we'll continue on with competitor 25, Cameron Webster and Olivia. Then we'll have 26, Robert Chamberlain's Ash Cat Repack. 27, Susan Dynastis Roxy. 28, Mick Southern's Diamonds F Zeus. 29, Bill Carey's Witherspoon. 30, Anthony Elliott, Cat's Roulette. And 31 will be David Murphy and Riverglen, Jamaica. If those competitors could please stand by. Won't take us long. We just clear the cattle from the arena and then we'll have another 25 head before we have another clearance. Outside, competitor 25, Cameron Webster and Olivia. 26 goes on camp, Robert Chamberlain, Ashcat Repack. Standing by 27, Susan Dynastis, Roxy. 28, Mick Southerns, Diamond F. Zeus. Cameron Webster, local competitor, is who we watch. Competitor 25, riding Olivia. Score for Cameron Webster and Olivia, cut out 23, horsework 61, course 4 for an 88. It's an 88 for Cameron Webster and Olivia. Competitor 26 is on camp, Robert Chamberlain and Ashcat Repack. Into the camp should be 27, Susan Dynastis, Roxy. Standing by 28, Mick Southern, 29, Bill Carey, and 30, Anthony Elliott. And we'll have a score very shortly for Robert Chamberlain and Ashcat Repack. And it was a 15 for cutout, total of 15 points. Calls for a gate, and she's out on course. Competitor number 27, Susan Dynastis and Roxy. Mick Southern at 28, you'll be next with Diamond F. Zeus. Standby 29, Bill Carey, Witherspoon. 30, Anthony Elliott, Cats Roulette. And 31, David Murphy's River Glen, Jamaica. Score for Susan Dynastis and Roxy was a 21.5, 21.5. Outside, competitor 28, Mick Southern and Diamond F. Zeus. Following Mick, we'll have 29, Bill Kerry Witherspoon, 30, Anthony Elliott's Cats Roulette. And that was a 21 for cutout for Mick Southern and Diamond F. Zeus. The score shortly for competitor 29, Bill Carey and Witherspoon. Anthony Elliott, you'll be next at 30 with Cats Roulette. And we have a score for Bill Carey, cut out to 21.5, horsework 62, course 4, for a total of 87.5. 87.5 for Bill Carey and Witherspoon. We move now to number 30, Anthony Elliott. Standby 31, David Murphy. 32, Emma Knight. 33, Ben McNaughton. 34, Joe Marr. 35, Tony Minkins. 36, Zeb Pearce. 37, Bradley Comiskey. And 38, Jay Hall. It's out on course. Competitor number 30, Anthony Elliott and Cats Roulette. Score for Anthony Elliott and Cats Roulette, cut out at 21.5, 21.5. He's underway. Competitor 31, David Murphy and River Glen, Jamaica. The gates 32, Emma Knight. Standby 33, Ben McNaughton. Score for David Murphy, River Glen, Jamaica, cut out 21, horsework 57, course 3 for an 81. It's 81 points for David Murphy and River Glen, Jamaica. Next competitor will be 32, Emma Knight, Fossils Down, Concat. And we'll have 33, Ben McNaughton's Two Ducks, 34, Joe Marr's Billabilla Cooler Pros and Cons, 35, Tony Menkins, Chatterhoots Easy Beat, and 36 will be Zeb Pearce's Jewel Ray Kitty. And we're currently watching the Power Contracting and Farming and Power Energy Open Campdraft. And out on course is competitor 32, Emma Knight, Fossils Downs Concat. Ben McNaughton's on camp with 2 ducks as competitor 33, standby 34, Joe Ma. Emma Knight and Fossil Down Concat has a cutout of 20.5. 20.5 for competitor 32. Choosing his beast is number 33, Ben McNaughton's 2 ducks. Standing by, we have Joe Ma at 34, 35, Tony Menkins, 36, Zeb Pearce, 37, Bradley Comiskey, 38, Jay Hall, 39, Matthew Moy, and 40, Laura Comiskey. Score for Ben McNaughton's 2 ducks. Cutout 21, horsework 62.5, course 4 for a total of 87.5. 87.5 for competitor 33, Ben McNaughton's 2 ducks. Joe Ma, you'll be next at 34, riding Billa Cooler Pros and Cons. Standby 35, Tony Menkins, 36, Zeb Pearce, 37, Bradley Comiskey, 38, Jay Hall, 39, Matthew Moy, 40, Laura Comiskey, 41, Luke McEwen, 42, Kurt Hanrahan, and 43, Jodie Harding. If those competitors could please stand by. The score for Joe Ma and Billa Cooler, Pros and Cons. Cutout 22, horsework 61, course 4 for an 87. It's an 87-point run for Joe Ma and Billa Cooler, Pros and Cons. We watch competitor 35, Tony Menkins and Chatterhoots Easy Beat. Standby 36, Zeb Pearce's Jewel Ray Kitty, 37, Bradley Comiskey's Travelite, 38, Jay Hall's Poetic, 39, Matthew Moy's Empire, and 40, Laura Comiskey's Woody. You're currently watching competitor 35, Tony Menkins and Chatterhoots Easy Beat. 21 for Tony Menkins, Chattahoots Easy Beats. Calls through his gate. He's outside. Competitor 37, Bradley Comiskey, and Travel Light. Correction there. That was Zeb Pearce, and Jewel Ray Kitty is out on course. Here's competitor 36. Bradley Comiskey then goes on camp at 37. Score for Zeb Pearce and Jewel Ray Kitty, cut out 15.5, horsework 53.5, course 3 for a total of 72 points. 72 points for Zeb Pearce and Jewel Ray Kitty. Selecting his beast now is competitor 37, Bradley Comiskey, and Travel Light. Standing by 38, Jay Hall, Hall's Poetic, 39, Matthew Moy's Empire, 40, Laura Comiskey's Woody, and 41, Luke McEwen's Durawi Black Viper. Outside we watch competitor 37, Bradley Comiskey, and Travel Light. Score for Bradley Comiskey and Travel Light, cut out 22, horsework 55, course 3 for a total of 80 points. It's 80 points for Bradley Comiskey and Travel Light. 38's on camp, Jay Hall with Hall's Poetic. Standing by 39, Matthew Moy, 40, Laura Comiskey, 41, Luke McEwen, 42, Kurt Hanrahan, 43, Jodie Harding, 44, Harry Steger, 45, Harry Scott, and 46, Wyatt Young. Please stand by. On course 38, Jay Hall, Hall's Poetic. Into the camp 39, Matthew Moy's Empire, standby 40, Laura Comiskey's Woody. Cut out 21.5 for Jay Hall and Hall's Poetic. And of course, the winner of the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Campdraft will receive a perpetual bronze trophy, and it's been handmade by Jay. If you'd want to have a look at it, it's down in the secretary's box. It's quite a beautiful trophy, and of course, Jay Hall is very talented in developing those trophies. So, very big thank you to Jay. $39 we watch, Matthew Moy and Empire. 40 stands by, Laura Comiskey's Woody. 41, Luke McEwen's Durawi Black Viper. And 42, Kurt Hanrahan's A Royal Affair. Score for Matthew Moy and Empire was a cutout of 15.5, 15.5. Out on course, competitor number 40, Laura Comiskey and Woody. 41 on camp, Luke McEwen and Durawi Black Viper. Standby 42, Kurt Hanrahan, A Royal Affair. And 43, Jodie Harding's Rose. If you've just logged on, you're watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Campdraft. Score for Laura Comiskey and Woody, cut out 22, horsework 60, course 4 for a total of 88. It's 86, 22, 60 and 4 for an 86 for Laura Comiskey and Woody. We now go down to competitive 41, Luke McEwen and Durawi Black Viper. Standing by 42, Kurt Hanrahan, 43, Jodie Harding and 44, Harry Steger. He's out on course, competitor 41, Luke McEwen and Durawi Black Viper. .42 goes on camp, Kurt Hanrahan, A Royal Affair. Standby 43, Jodie Harding's Rose. Score for Luke, cut out 14.5, 14.5. Outside, we watch competitor 42, Kurt Henrahan and A Royal Affair. Into the camp, 43, Jodie Harding's Rose. Standby 44, Harry Steger's Jessie J, and 45, Harry Scott's Rocket. And we have a cutout score of 16 for Kurt Henrahan and A Royal Affair. There is a male Jack Russell that has been found. He's got a little bit of rope on him, but he's a blue rope. It's blue in colour. He's Jack Russell in colour, and he has escaped from somewhere. So he's just out the back of the box. He's not far away. If someone would like to come and claim their little Jack Russell. He's a boy, apparently. We now watch a competitor 43, Jodie Harding and Rose. Standby 44, Harry Steger. 45, Harry Scott. 46, Wyatt Young, and 47, Peter Black. Score for Jodie Harding and Rose, cut out 20, horsework 57, course 3 for a total of 80 points. That's an 80-point run for Jodie Harding and Rose, competitor 43. .44 we watch, Harry Steger and Jessie's J. Just take note, we're running at about 44 an hour, which is marvellous. Thank you, competitors. Thanks for your cooperation this morning. I know it was slightly cool for this climate, but apparently it's going to warm up throughout the week, so not so many cool starts. But thank you very much for being over here, being ready to go, and keeping us on track for our time. Thank you also to the judges, who are a very big part of that as well. We watch competitor 44, Harry Steger and Jessie J. 45's on camp, Harry Scott's Rocket, and standby 46, Wyatt Young. Score for Harry Steger and Jessie J, cut out 22.5, horsework 60.5, course 4 for a total of 87. 87 points for Harry Steger and Jessie J. Outside, competitor 45, Harry Scott and Rocket. This is one of our local guys. 46 is on camp, Wyatt Young, Brother Toughwood, standby 47, Peter Black Sequence, 48, Matthew Moffat's Stars Go Blue, 49, Tom Shea's Been a Luxury, and 50 will be Matt Holes and More Than Destiny. And that was a cutout score of 18.5. 18.5 for Harry Scott and Rocket. They move down now to 46, Wyatt Young and Brother Toughwood. Peter Black stands by at 47. Score for Wyatt Young and Brother Toughwood as a cutout of 22, 22 only. For competitor 46. 47 now, Peter Black, riding Sequence, standby 48, Matthew Moffat's Stars Go Blue, and 49, Tom Shea, standby. Outside, we watch Peter Black and Sequence. Matthew Moffat's on camp with Stars Go Blue, competitor 48, but 47 is out on course. Peter Black and Sequence. Score for Peter Black and Sequence, cut out 22.5, horsework 55, course 3, for a total of 80.5. 80.5 for Peter Black and Sequence. Heads outside, competitor 48, Matthew Moffat, and Star Goes Blue. 49 goes on camp, Tom Shea, Been a Luxury, standby 50, Matt Holes, More Than Destiny, 51, Alana Lowry, Las Vegas, Viva, and 52 will be Jackson Balls, Posh. And we'll have a score for Matthew Moffat's Stars Go Blue as a cutout of 22. 22 only for Matthew Moffat's Stars Go Blue. Tom Shea, you'll be next with Been a Luxury. Tom comes in as competitor 49, standby 50, Matt Holes, More Than Destiny. Tom Shea we watch, competitor 49 with Binner Luxury. Matt Holtz goes on camp at 50 with More Than Destiny. Standby 51, Anna Lowry with Las Vegas Viva. And 52, Jackson Balls Posh. Tom Shea we watch, Binner Luxury, competitor 49. Score for Tom Shea and Binner Luxury, cut out 21, horsework 61.5, course 4, for a total of 86.5. 86.5 for Tom Shea and Binner Luxury. Selecting a beast now is competitor 50, Matt Holes and More Than Destiny. Standby 51, Anna Lowry and Las Vegas Viva. 52, Jackson Balls Posh. 53, Carly McPhee's Denmark Tag. 54, Carl Green's Contrio, and 55, Susan Cutler's Cutlers on Parole. Outside, Matt Holds and More Than Destiny. Competitor number 50. 51 on camp, Anna Lowry, Las Vegas Viva. Standby 52, Jackson Ball. 53, Kylie McPhee. 54, Carl Green. 55, Susan Cutler. 56, Joy Southern. And 57, John Turvey. Score for Matt Holtz and More Than Destiny, cut out 16, horsework 62.5, course 4, for a total of 82.5. That's an 82.5 run. So we just have a change of cattle. We'll also have a change of announcers, and I'll hand you over to Karen Butters to continue the next 50.
Thank you, Leslie. If we could just get a couple of volunteers to the front gate, please, to relieve those gatemen. In camp now, we have competitor 51, Anna Lowry, riding Las Vegas Viva. 52 on standby will be Jackson Ball on Posh. 53, Kylie McPhee on Denmark Tag. 54, Carl Green on Contro. 55, Susan Cutler on Cutlers on Parole. Have a score through there for Anna Lowry of a 20.5, 50 and 3 for a total of 73.5. In camp now, competitor 52, Jackson Ball, riding posh. On standby, 53, Kylie McPhee. 54, Kyle Green. 55, Susan Cutler. 56, Joyce Southern. 57, John Turvey. And 58 will be Steve Comiskey. Score through there for Jackson Ball of a 15.5, 59.5 and a 4 for a total of 79. In camp now, competitor number 53, Kylie McPhee, riding Denmark tag. Next into camp will be 54, Kyle Green, riding Contro. 55, Susan Cutler, on Cutler's on parole. 56, Joyce Southern, on No More Chances. 57, John Turvey, on Fable. 58, Steve Comiskey, riding Divine Acres. 59 will be William Chugg, riding Acres Muchacho. That's unfortunately a no score there for Kylie. Into camp, 54 is Carl Green riding Contro. 55 on standby, Susan Cutler on Cutler's on parole. 56 will be John Turvey on Fable. 57 Steve Comiskey on Divine Acres. And 58 William Chugg riding Acres Muchacho. Score through there for Carl Green on riding Contro of a 22.5, 50.5 and a 3 for a total of 76. 55 in camp, Susan Cutler, riding Cutlers on Parole. 56 will be John Turvey on Fable. 57, Steve Comiskey on Divine Acres. And 58, William Chugg, riding Acres Muchacho. Score through there for Susan Cutler of a 20 only. In camp now, competitor 56, John Turvey, riding Fable. 57 on standby, Steve Comiskey on Divine Acres. 58, William Chugg, riding Acres Muchacho. 59, David Reeder, riding Cody. 60 will be Laura McNaughton on Cuban Cigars. And 61, Stephen Hart, riding the Medalist. Score through there for John Turvey of a 22, 65 and 4 for a total of 91. In camp now, competitor 57, Steve Comiskey, riding Divine Acres. On standby next into camp will be 58, William Chugg on Acres Muchacho. 59, David Reeder on Cody. And 60, Laura McNaughton, riding Cuban Cigars. That's unfortunately a no score for Steve, so moving into camp will be 58. David Reader riding Cody, 58 William Chugg riding Acres Machacho, 59 on standby will be David Reader riding Cody, 60 Laura McNaughton on Cuban Cigars, 61 will be Stephen Hart on the Metallist. Score through there for William Chugg of a 22 only. Into camp we have competitor 59, David Reader riding Cody. On standby will be 60, Laura McNaughton, 61, Stephen Hart, and 62 will be Beck Hayes. Score through there for David Reader of a 22, 61 and 4 for a total of 87. Competitor 60 is in camp, Laura McNaughton riding Cuban Cigars. 61 on standby will be Stephen Hart on the Medalist. 62 Beck Hayes on Shaydak Mahalia. 63 Bill Harding on Constant Battle. 64 Erica Hanrahan on Christmas Cat. 65 Jane Lee on Bar None Confess, and 66 Kent Hammond riding General.
Just attention, if you have a vehicle parked in the area closest to the warm-up arena and your registration is GMJ 067, we need that vehicle moved immediately, please. We do have parking areas out over the road, but if your vehicle is GMJ 067, please move it directly.
We have a score through there for Laura McNaughton of a 22, 63 and 4 for a total of 89. In camp now, competitor 61, Stephen Hart, riding the medalist. On standby next into camp will be 62, Beck Hayes, 63, Bill Harding, 64, Eric Hanrahan, 65, Jane Lee. If you've just tuned in, you are watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Draft. Thank you to our judges, Mr. Graham Finlayson and Mr. Nathan Muller. Score through there for Stephen Hart of a 21, 63.5 and a 4 for a total of 88.5. 62 in camp, looking over a cattle, is Beck Hayes, riding Shadak Mahalia. 63 on standby, Bill Harding on Constant Battle. 64, Erica Hanrahan on Christmas Cat. 65, Jane Lee will ride Bar None Confess. 66 will be Kent Hammond on General. 67, Emily Wallace on Arrow Cat, and 68 will be John Mulcahy on Stretton Jester Charlotte, sorry. Score for Beck Hayes of a 22 only. In camp, we have 63, Bill Harding, riding Constant Battle. 64 on standby, Erica Hanrahan. 65, Jane Lee. And 66, Kent Hammond. We have a score there for Bill Harding, 22, 62 and 4 for a total of 88. In camp now, we watch competitor 64, Erica Hanrahan, riding Christmas Cat. 65 on standby, Jane Lee on Bar None Confess. 66, Kent Hammond on General. 67, 67, Emily Wallace on Arrowcat, and 68, John Mulcahy will ride Stratton Jest as Charlotte. Score there for Erica Hanrahan of a 22 only. 65 in camp, looking over at Cowdell, is Jane Lee riding Bar None Confess. 66 on standby. Next into camp will be Kent Hammond riding General. 67 Emily Wallace on Arrowcat. 68 John Mulcahy on Stratton Jester Charlotte. 69 will be JJ Lamb riding Whiskey Ray. 70 Kylie Graham on More Mellow. Score for Jane Lee of a 15, 57.5 and a 3 for a 75.5. In camp now, competitor 66, Kent Hammond riding General. 67 will be Emily Wallace on Arrowcat. 68 John Mulcahy. 69 JJ Lamb. 70 Kylie Graham. 71 Tia Beek. 72 Cameron Lee. And 73 Jason Comiskey. Score there for Kent Hammond of a 14.5. In camp, competitor 67, Emily Wallace, riding Arrowcat. 68 on standby, John Mulcahy, riding Stratton Jester Charlotte. 69, JJ Lamb on Whiskey Ray. 70, Kylie Graham, riding More Mellow. 71, Tia Beek on One Time Jewel. 72, Cameron Lee on Bar None Comanche. 73, Jason Comiskey on Dash. 74 will be Mark Wortman on Will Draft Outlaw. 75 will be Ben Tapp riding Bill. And 76 will be Jackie Knutson riding Josie. In camp, we're watching competitor 68, John Mulcahy on Stratton Jester Charlotte. 69 on standby, JJ Lamb on Whiskey Ray, and 70, Kylie Graham on More Mellow. I'll just go back there. A score for Emily Wallace was a 22. A score there for John Mulcahy, who has just gone through, was a 16.5. Now in camp at 69, we have JJ Lamb riding Whiskey Ray. 70 on standby will be Kylie Graham on More Mellow. 71 will be Tia Beek on One Time Jewel. 72, Cameron Lee on Bar None Comanche. Score through there for JJ of a 15, 60.5 and a 4 for a 79.5. In camp now, competitor 70, we have Kylie Graham riding More Mellow. 71 on standby, Tia Beek on One Time Jewel. 72, Cameron Lee on Bar None Comanche. 73, Jason Comiskey riding Dash. 74 will be Mark Wortman riding Will Draft Outlaws. 75, Ben Tapp on Bill. 76, Jackie Knutson on Josie. 77, Scott Edwards riding Cook Family Midnight's Gift. 78, Joe Payne on Coal Black. And 79, Daniel Cheers riding Le Lucas Brigalow. That's unfortunately a no score for Kylie Graham. Into camp, 71, Tia Beek is riding One Time Jewel. 72 on standby, Cameron Lee. 73, Jason Comiskey. 74, Mark Wortman. And 75, Ben Tapp. We have a score through for Teabeek of a 22, 60.5 and a 4 for a total of 86.5. In camp, looking over his cattle, competitor 72, Cameron Lee, riding Bar None Comanche. 73 on standby will be Jason Comiskey, riding Dash. 74, Mark Wortman, riding Will Draft Outlaw. 75, Ben Tap on Bill. 76, Jackie Knutson, riding Josie. 77, Scott Edwards on Cook Family Midnight's Gift. And 78, Joe Payne will ride Coal Black. Score through there for Cameron Lee of a 22.5. 73 is in camp. That will be Jason Comiskey riding Dash. 74 on standby, Mark Wortman riding Will Draft Outlaw. 75, Ben Tap on Bill. And 76, Jackie Knutson riding Josie. Score through there for Jason Comiskey of a 22 only. In camp now we have competitor 74, Mark Wortman riding Will Draft Outlaw. 75 on standby, Ben Tapp. 76, Jackie Knutson. And 77, Scott Edwards. Score through there for Mark Wortman on Will Draft Outlaw of a 21 only. We'll just have a change of cattle there and we will see competitor 75, Ben Tapp, riding Bill, move into camp. If you've just tuned in, we are watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Draft, the first round this morning. Great big thank you to Power Energy and Power Contracting and Farming for their continuous support of the Juandah Plains Camp Draft. Make sure to see Sonny or Levi for all your power, energy, contracting and farming needs. So in the camp we are watching competitor 75 Ben Tapp riding Bill. 76 is on standby Jackie Knutson and 77 Scott Edwards. Score for Ben Tapp of a 21, 52 and 3 for a total of 76. Jackie Knutson is on camp riding Josie at competitor 76. On standby 77 will be Scott Edwards on Cook Family Midnight's Gift. 78 Joe Payne riding Coal Black. 79 Daniel Cheers on Lay Lucas Brigalow. 80 will be Hugh Smith on Arlie Boss Lady. 81 Rick Hopkins icon on Kylandra Alley. 82 Brian Duggan on Iron Princess. 83 Kimberly Johnson on Chanel and 84 Rowan Marks riding Turner Marks React. Score there for Jackie Knutson of a 21 only. In camp, competitor 77, Scott Edwards, riding Cook Family Midnight's Gift. Next into camp will be 78, Joe Payne on Coal Black, 79, Daniel Cheers, 80, Hugh Smith. We have a score for Scott Edwards of 22, 47 and 3 for a total of 72. In camp now, competitor 78, Joe Payne riding Coal Black. 79 on standby, Daniel Cheers on Lee Lucas Brigalow. 80, Hugh Smith on Ali Boss Lady. 81, Rick Hopkins on Kylandra Alley. 82, Brian Duggan riding Iron Princess. Score there for Joe Payne of a 22, 57.5 and a 4 for a total of 83.5. 79 we watch on camp, Daniel Cheers riding Lee Lucas Brigalow. 80 on standby, Hugh Smith on Ali Boss Lady. 81 Rick Hopkins on Kylandra Alley. 82 Brian Duggan. 83 Kimberly Johnson. 84 Rowan Marks and 85 Darren Jones. Score for Daniel Cheers of a 22 only. So in camp we have competitor 80, Hugh Smith riding Ali Boss Lady. 81 will be Rick Hopkins on standby at the gate riding Kylandra Alley. 82 Brian Duggan on Iron Princess. 83 Kimberly Johnson on Chanel. 84 Rowan Marks on Turner Marks React. 85 Darren Jones will ride Fancy Comet. 86 Daniel Imsirovic on Tango. 87 Darby Ryan on Royal Lady Ray. 88 Lachlan Durkin on Durkin's Poet. And 89 will be White Young riding Metallic Storm. Our score for Hugh Smith is a 22 only. 81 in camp looking over his cattle, Rick Hopkins riding Kylandra Alley. 82 on standby, Brian Duggan. 83 Kimberly Johnson. 84 Rowan Marks and 85 Darren Jones. Score there for Rick Hopkins of a 21 only. In camp now we have competitor 82, Brian Duggan, riding Iron Princess. 83 on standby, Kimberly Johnson, riding Chanel. 84, Rowan Marks will ride Turner Marks React. 85, Darren Jones on Fancy Comet. 86, Daniel Imsirovic will ride Tango. 87, Darby Ryan will ride Royal Lady Ray. In camp, work watching competitor 83, Kimberly Johnson, riding Chanel. On standby will be 84, Rowan Marks on Turner Marks React, and 85, Darren Jones. We now have a score through there for Brian Duggan of a 21 only. Outside for competitor 83, Kimberly Johnson, riding Chanel. Moving into camp, 84, Rowan Marks. 85 on standby, Darren Jones. 86, Daniel Imsirovic. Score there for Kimberly Johnson of a 14 only. 84 in camp, Rowan Marks, riding Turner Marks React. 85 on standby, Darren Jones on Fancy Comet. 86 on standby then will be Daniel Imsirovic on Tango. 87, Darby Ryan on Royal Lady Ray, and 88, Lockie Durkin, riding Durkin's Poet. Score there for Rowan Marks of a 15, a 60 and a 4 for a total of 79. In camp now, competitor 85, Darren Jones, riding Fancy Comet. 86 on standby, Daniel Imsirovic, riding Tango. 87, Darby Ryan on Royal Lady Ray. 88, Lachlan Durkin on Durkin's Poet. 89, Wyatt Young on Metallic Storm. 90 will be Luke Bennett on Stereo Cat. 91, Dean Rogers on Doe Be Lucky. 92, Scott Shea on Morse's Checkmate. And 93, Shari Knutson riding She's Purring. We have a score through there for Darren Jones of a 22, 55 and 3 for a total of 80. In camp now, competitor 86, Daniel Imsirovic riding Tango. 87, Darby Ryan. 88, Lachlan Durkin. And 89, Wyatt Young. Score there for Daniel Imsirovic of a 21, 57.5 and a 3 for a total of 81.5. In camp, looking over his cattle, competitor 87, Darby Ryan riding Royal Lady Ray. 88, Lachlan Durkin on Durkin's Poet. 89 will be Wyatt Young on Metallic Storm. And 90 will be Luke Bennett riding Stereo Cat. It's just a message, competitors, that after competitor 100 there will be a short break to drag the arena. So after competitor 100 there will be a short break to drag the arena. Also a message from our wonderful Willinga Park team. Please take note of the restricted areas and ensure that you are not entering areas that are blocked off with bollards. If there is any confusion, please refer to the site map in your competitors' bags or on the website. We just appreciate some assistance there to make sure that we are not in those restricted zones. Score there for Darby Ryan of a 21 only. 88 in camp, Lachlan Durkin riding Durkin's Poet. 89 will be Wyatt Young on Metallic Storm. 90, Luke Bennett riding Stereo Cat. 91, Dean Rogers on Doe Be Lucky. 92, Scott Shea will ride Morse's Checkmate. 93, Shari Knutson on She's Purring. 94, Leonie Edwards on Trilby. 95, Jack Mann riding Cat Kelly. And 96, Pete Comiskey riding Soda Blue Exotic. If you've just tuned in, you are watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Draft. First round, of course, this morning, our judges, Mr. Graham Finlayston and Mr. Nathan Mauler. Don't forget to turn your radios on. We are broadcasting on FM 88.8, so dial in for all of your daily action in the Centre Arena. Score there for Lachlan Durkin of a 22 only. 89 is in camp, Wyatt Young, riding Metallic Storm. 90 on standby will be Luke Bennett on Stereo Cat. 91 Dean Rogers, 92 Scott Shea, and 93 Shari Knutson. Score there for Wyatt Young of an 18, 57 and 4 for a total of 79. 90 is in camp. We watch Luke Bennett riding Stereo Cat. 91 on standby Dean Rogers on Dobie Lucky. 92 Scott Shea on Morse's Checkmate. 93 Shari Knutson riding She's Purring. Have a score through there for Luke Bennett of a 22 only. In camp, competitor 91, Dean Rogers, riding Dobie Lucky. 92 on standby Scott Shea on Morse's Checkmate. 93 Shari Knutson on She's Purring. 94 Leonie Edwards riding Trilby. 95 Jack Mann will ride Cat Kelly. 96 Pete Comiskey on Soda Blue Exotic. 97 Terry Hall on Smith Family Just Jack. 98 Stuart Wallace on Buston Style. 99 Ben Hall on Hall's Cosmo. And 100 will be Troy Palmer riding Looks Smart in Blue. We will then have that short break to drag the arena before we move on to competitor 101 Matthew Moffat riding Future Dreams. Score there for Dean Rogers of a 16 only. 92 in camp, Scott Shea, riding Morse's Checkmate on standby 93. Will be Shari Knutson 94, Leonie Edwards and 95 Jack Mann. Score there for Scott Shea of a 19.5 only. In camp, looking over her cattle, we have competitor 93, Shari Knutson, riding She's Purring. 94 on standby, Leonie Edwards, riding Trilby. 95, Jack Mann on Cat Kelly. 96, Pete Comiskey on Soda Blue Exotic. 97, Terry Hall on Smith Family Just Jack. 98, Stuart Wallace on Buston Style. 99, Ben Hall on Hall's Cosmo. And 100, Troy Palmer on Looks Smart in Blue. Score through there for Shari Knutson of a 22 only. 94 is in camp. Leonie Edwards riding Trilby. Next in will be 95 Jack Mann, 96 Pete Comiskey, 97 Terry Hall. Leonie Edwards goes out with a score of 19.5 only. Jack Mann is in camp, competitor 95, riding Cat Kelly. 96 on standby, Pete Comiskey, riding Soda Blue Exotic. 97, Terry Hall on Smith Family Just Jack. 98, Stuart Wallace on Buston Style. 99, Ben Hall on Horse Cosmo. 100 will be Troy Palmer on Looks Smart in Blue. We will have that short break where we'll drag the arena, and then we'll go on to 101, Matthew Moffat, 102, Josh Smith, and 103, Barry Johnson. Score through for Jack Mann of a 21.5 only in camp now, competitor 96 is Pete Comiskey riding Soda Blue Exotic. 97 on standby, Terry Hall on Smith Family Just Jack. 98, Stuart Wallace will ride Buston Style. 99, Ben Hall on Hall's Cosmo. And 100, Troy Palmer on Look Smart in Blue. Score through there for Pete Comiskey of a 22.5, 63 and 4 for a total of 89.5. 97 in camp looking over his cattle, Terry Hall riding Smith Family Just Jack. 98, Stuart Wallace will ride Buston Style. 99 will be Ben Hall on Hall's Cosmo. 100, Troy Palmer on Looks Smart in Blue. Then we will have that short break for the arena drag. Continue on then with 101, Matt Moffat. Score through there for Terry Hall of a 23, 62.5 and a 4 for a total of 89.5. 98 in camp now is Stuart Wallace riding Buston Style. 99 on standby, Ben Hall. 99 will be Ben Hall. And 100, Troy Palmer. Will have that short break for the arena drag and move on to then 101, Matthew Moffat, 102, Josh Smith, and 103, Barry Johnson. You are watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Draft, round 1 today. this morning. Our judges are Mr. Graham Finlayson and Mr. Nathan Mauler. Score through there for Stuart Wallace of a 22 only. In camp now, competitor 99, Ben Hall, riding Hall's Cosmo. On standby will be our competitor 100, Troy Palmer, on Looks Smart in Blue. We will have that short break to drag the arena and then go on to 101, Matthew Moffat. We have a score through there for Ben Hall, riding Hall's Cosmo of a 16.5, 62.5 and a 4 for a total of 83. In camp now, competitor 100 is Troy Palmer, riding Looks Smart in Blue. Once we have finished Troy's run, we will go on to the arena drag just for a short break. Then we'll be looking for 101, Matthew Moffat, 102, Josh Smith, 103, Barry Johnson, 104, Rob Leach, 105, Michael Reid, 106, Andrew Turvey, 107, Ryan Dillon, 108, Lloyd Davidson, 109, Adrian Lamb, and 110 will be Abby Bright. score through there for Troy Palmer. Score through there for Troy Palmer over 22.5, 63.5 and a 4 for a total of 90. We're just going to clean up the arena and then we will do that short break for the arena drag. Thank you very much to the wonderful team at Willinga here. And then we'll go on to competitor 101, Matthew Moffat, riding Future Dreams. Don't forget to turn on your radios and go to FM 88.8 so you can keep up with all of the daily action in the centre arena. And please also take note of the restricted areas and ensure that you are not entering those areas that are blocked off with bollards. If you're in any confusion, please refer to the site map in your competitors' bags or on the website. You have been watching the Power Energy and Power Contracting Open Draft. Great big thank you to our judges, Mr. Graham Finlayson and Mr. Nathan Mauler. So we will see you after the break with the wonderful Leslie Deneen.